right. I want you to imagine that this is a Discord conversation with your homie that is trying to convince you to watch One Piece. There's no cuts, no edits. I'm just going straight off the dome. This channel is for yapping and yapping only, and that's what we're gonna do today. Now, there are two types of people that want to watch One Piece. It is either going to be a person that has never watched any anime, or B, a person that has watched anime. If you are in the first category, please leave. I need you to experience something else in anime before you even think about getting into One Piece. And if you want to raw dog it, I commemorate you. Go ahead. But then everything else after you watch will be half disappointing to you. So, One Piece is 1,123 episodes. If you decide to watch it, which I recommend watching it. I have not read it. I only want to consume it through watching because my brain can only process sound and colors and animation. I can't read for that long. I do hear that the manga is quicker though, so if you want to read and get faster, go ahead. But the sound effects of the show and everything like that just hit different for me, at least. So let's do the math real quick. One Piece is 1,123 episodes at the time of this recording. If you multiply that by about 17 minutes. So every episode is 22 minutes, 22, 23 minutes, but that includes a intro, and an outro and a recap for every episode. So if you multiply this, so 1,123 by 17, you get 19,000 minutes. Now, if you divide that, wait, did I fuck that up? No, I didn't. If you divide that by 60, so that's for the hours, that's 318 hours. Now, if you divide the 318 hours by days, which is going to be 24, guess what you get? You get 13.2 days for you in your lifetime to finish One Piece. That's it. 13 days of your life are going to be dedicated to watching One Piece. Which, in reality, if you really think about it, it's not that bad. There's 365 days in a year. 13 of it you spent watching anime. That's not that bad. It actually is. But it's worth it. And this is including filler. So this is another thing I need you to see. Whenever you're watching One Piece, okay, you need to reference something. And I'm going to put a link in the description for this. It is a filler list. So, a filler list is essentially when certain animes are being written at the same time the manga is coming out, you need to have some spare episodes or episodes that have nothing to do with the main story to, give some content, to the some slop, so you can, entertain the viewer a little bit when it's coming out live. So, if you go to the link in the description, the first, this whole red section right here is all filler. You don't have to watch any of these at all. If you want to, you can. I don't want to overwhelm you already, but you don't have to watch it. And there's 95 filler episodes. So if you want to save your time and not watch those, that's what I'm doing. You can. Now, disclaimer. I'm not fully caught up with One Piece. I'm at episode 709 right now. I'm currently in the middle of the Dressrosa arc. And it is peak. And that is the only reason, not the only reason I'm making this video, but one of the main reasons why I'm making this video, because I need as many people to experience the euphoria that I'm experiencing right now. I'm getting overwhelmed with so much information that makes sense and isn't any real plot holes. Like, think about this. If you and me try to write a book right now and it's 200 pages long, we are going to fuck something up. There's going to be a plot hole there. There's going to be a character flaw there. And it's not going to be a very good cohesive story. This manga is older than me. This manga is 25 years old. It was written in 97 and the anime's been coming out since 99. My dog came in crying. So, this story has been peaking for 25 years. Now, I will admit, it does start a little bit slow. I'm begging you, and whoever's watching this, to get to episode 31. I'm not going to say anything beyond that in terms of titles, in terms of characters, in terms of villains and heroes and side characters. This is a spoiler-free one. But I will give episode numbers, but not to major things. I'm just going to give you my own personal experience of where I'm at and what has shaped my One Piece experience. There's going to be a point where you want to drop One Piece or you want to pause watching One Piece. That is perfectly fine. Just do not stray away from it too long. Please do not. And I'm going to make a chart to tell you how One Piece and its pacing and rating really goes. So give me 1 second and we will refer to that. So this represents episode 100, 200, 100 to 1,100 over here. Apologize for my mouse writing. It's pretty bad. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is out of 10. So right here is going to be 8. And I'm going to tell you right now. Sorry, this is 7. I'm going to tell you right now. One Piece does not ever go below a 7 in terms of filler, in terms of setting up the story, in terms of any arc at the minimum. One Piece, once you finish that arc, is never below a 7. And it doesn't dip down below it. I'm telling you right now, it does not. So I'm going to make a green line. There could be a red line joke in there, but I'm not going to make it. So this is episode 1 to 100. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Damn, I can't even do a line. I have to do it a certain way. So basically, this is baseline, okay? We'll make it a blue line. You know, we'll make it a red line just because it's a bar, honestly. So One Piece starts off up here. This is a 7. And it's going to be kind of weird, kind of quirky. You're not going to understand what's going on. I kind of messed up this chart, actually. Nah, it's fine. I'll figure it out. So, at the beginning right here, where my mouse is at, this is One Piece. Episode 1. Okay? And you're just at this steady, you know, this steady 1. But you go up to here. I gotta actually make it skinnier because there's so much. There's so much in 100 episodes. You can't even quantify it. But you're essentially going to be starting at a 7, and you're gonna work your way up to about an 8.5. Okay. By the time you hit 100, or when you hit about 90, then when you get to about 100, it's gonna dip back down to a 7.5. This is a point where I did drop One Piece because they're gonna. Oh man, here I gotta redo the line. This is a point where I did drop One Piece just because if you know, you know. There is a part where they are walking for about 7 episodes, and they were throwing hands and getting lost, but it just wasn't for me. And I dropped it, and I almost didn't pick it up. But I'm happy that I didn't. But regardless, after all the walking and the setup for this said arc, it goes back up to an 8.5, and it stays there. It does not dip down below 8.5. As we continue to go through episode 150, it goes as we continue to go through episode 150-ish, we get to another arc. This arc is I can't even say anything. I'm just gonna keep going with the lines. So we go to about 8.5, and then once we get to a certain part, we start going to about a 9.2. About a 9.2. Once we hit that 9.2, we stay at a steady 9.2. Okay, and then we go to a 9.5, and we keep going, and then it just keeps going. 9.4, 9.5 area. Now, once we hit around episode, let me look at this. So once we get to about episode 330-ish area, it gets a little, it goes back down to about an 8. You know what I'm saying? About an 8 until we get to episode 380-ish. And my brother in Christ, this run of episodes, it just goes up and up and up. It goes beyond 10. It goes past 10. It doesn't stop. It does not stop until a certain point. And then it slows down and goes back down to an 8. And then I went too far down actually. It goes back down to an 8. No, I did great. It goes back down to an 8. And you keep going. And it keeps going. And it goes down to maybe a 7.5 a little bit. And then keep going. And it picks back up to an 8 because there's more revealing stuff. And then once you hit about right here, this is about early 600s, where I am at. And it just keeps going again. Now, after this, I cannot speak on anything because this is how I watch. This is a great illustration of how I feel about One Piece. And if you've watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We know which each arc is. But in terms of writing episodes from 100 to 400 and having this much of peak and then a little bit of a drop off, but it's still 7 out of 10. And here's my thing. The low points, these low points here, what I'm learning, are very important to the story. As the story keeps going, these points for me are going up. Like, this is just, again, off my watch because I'm still watching it. But as I continue to watch this, they just keep going up because there's little things. The thing I love about One Piece is that everything matters. And that's my main thing. Let's get back to the chart real quick. From what I have been told, and I'm going to put this in a different color, is that after this, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And going and going and going and going and going and going until it's caught up. So why wouldn't you want to watch a show that you can never finish? You're not going to... Let me not put it like that. I just knocked out my damn headphones. Let me not word it like that. Let me word it as this. This is a show that you can watch when you're doing dishes, when it's dragging. So here's some piece of advice I have. Well, let me get back to it. This is a show that you can watch over years. Now, you might not have a lot of time left, only because there have been rumors that Oda is getting close to the end of One Piece. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I got a certain spoiler. Recently, within the past 2 years, something happened with the main character, Luffy, and it was all over Twitter. So when One Piece ends, you will not be able to escape anything. Anything on Twitter. Twitter is ruthless. You will not be able to escape any spoilers. It will be the #1 trending thing on Twitter. And I promise you that. And when One Piece ends, you're not going to be a part of it. It's a cultural, generational thing that you're going to be able to tell your kids about or try to put them on. I know you've seen a TikTok where the baby is watching One Piece once a day, every day, as they're growing up. Please give it a chance. If you enjoy action, world building, goofiness, and you like feeling attachment to characters, you will be attached to characters once you see their backstories. Even side characters' backstories. You will see the emergence of characters and leveling up their power. But this takes time. And eventually, you get this delusion where you think you're a part of the Straw Hat crew. And then you end up buying merch of the show. You end up noticing that you're sounding like a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness knocking at every one of your friends' doors who hasn't watched One Piece saying, hey, bro, you should watch this show that's 1,000 episodes and it'll take 13 days out of your life to watch. And it's worth it. It's not that bad. If you want a great story, you want great villains, you want a crew. It's not just these guys that are behind me. Well, okay, I'm low-key spoiling a little bit. Okay, well, just don't look at me. Focus on me. Focus. Look me in my eyes. Don't look at anything behind me. This show will change how you perceive other shows. Just watch it. If you have the time, watch it. If you don't have the time, watch 1 or 2 episodes a day. It won't hurt you. I don't care if you watch it in subbed. I don't care if you watch it in dubbed. I don't care if you watch it in Taiwanese, Tagalog, whatever you need to do. Just watch it. Just give it a chance. Give yourself until episode 31. And if you don't like it, kick it. Kick rocks. Act like I never existed. Come back to this video. Call me a piece of shit saying you wasted my time. But if I could just convince one person off this video to watch One Piece off of my ramble, I will feel whole. My heart will feel great. That's it for my ramble spiel. You already see. That's it for my spiel. Make sure you comment down below if even one person comes back and says, yeah, bro, I watched One Piece because of you and I caught up and it's peak and you changed my perspective on anime in general or my life, I'll be happy. But that's pretty much it. Check me out here. Check me out here and here. I'll catch you on the next ramble spiel video.